Night. It'll be a great night. It'll be a sold-out night of incredible boxing, and we really look forward to Saturday night. We'll see you then. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Joe. This next person I want to bring up has been a partner of Golden Boys for a while now, and they're very important and also instrumental in getting us here in New York. Without their help, it would be impossible, nearly impossible to get a show done here in New York of this magnitude. So I want to bring up Gustavo Guerra from Tecate to say a few words. Gustavo?
Good afternoon, New York. Good morning, I would say. I'm Gustavo Guerra, the brand director for Tecate, and I'm excited here representing the official beer of boxing. We're so proud to be here today and to be the presenting and exclusive beer sponsor for our champion, Canelo Alvarez' long-awaited debut fight at the Madison Square Garden. First off, I'd like to thank you all for braving the call to support this fight. I have a feeling, of course, these two fighters are going to hit things up for us in the ring. I also like to thank our amazing partners at Golden Boy Promotions for setting up this fight and finding such a terrific opponent in Rocky Fielding. I can't think of a better way to end another amazing year of boxing for Tecate, and since this fight is happening in our own backyard, we're pushing very hard, staying true to our goal of bringing consumers another epic fight and a bold experience that puts them at the center of the action. From thematic branding and signage throughout the legendary Madison Square Garden to on-site consumer activations with our beloved Chicas Tecate, we're supporting this amazing fight in the way that no other can, as Tecate can deliver. This includes giving away more than 400 tickets to boxing fans at retail, a strong activation in over 200 stores, and running specials during fight night in more than 100 on-premise accounts throughout the New York State. As fight night approaches this Saturday, I expect all of you with a Tecate cracking open and a raising toast to these awesome boxers for demonstrating once again that boxing is certainly a legendary sport. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So we're going to get ready for the official press conference. I would like to invite all the undercard fighters. If you guys can please come up and take a seat. All the undercard fighters. And we'll start the press conference momentarily. Is Saddam Ali here? Okay, David? Oh, you guys come on. Yeah, come on.
DAZN! Over 100 fight nights a year without the pain of pay-per-view. Sign up now for free.
Is it really free?
Sí.
That can't be right.
Sí.
Okay, pay-per-view is totally screwed.
Sí.
Feels like a misprint, but I'm being told that it is correct. From Canelo Alvarez!
Sí, es gratis.
Sign up today to get all the action for free.
You have to expel all the oxygen in your lungs. Not being able to breathe underwater, it's the same as in the cage. Fighting back at home increases the stakes for me. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu, so I strongly identify with my Hawaiian culture. Fighting is part of our DNA, it's part of our blood. My biggest fear when I step in the cage is getting knocked out in the first round. Even deeper than that, it's to be exposed. What I fear most about Valerie Letourneau, I'm not going to be able to just fluster her or like even frustrate her because she's done this a million times before. She's going to give this her all. This is her last shot. I know she wants this belt just as much as she wants to breathe. It's kill or be killed.
Download the DAZN app on your phone, tablet, game console, or smart TV to stream all the action. Sign up now for free.
Is it really free?
Sí.
Stream DAZN across all your devices.
You're looking at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. Everyone's fought here. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Frazier, Holyfield, the list goes on and on. We're inside. The energy is already palpable. It was for the open workouts yesterday. It is Canelo, Rocky. My name's Kay Adams. This is Sergio Mora, of course. Welcome into DAZN's coverage of the final press conference and what's going to be a very interesting matchup here on Saturday night. We know everything about Canelo. He's the biggest star in boxing, of course, but his opponent, I feel like, is being a little bit overlooked. He's got a size advantage, and, you know, his name is Rocky. He's got that chip on the shoulder, too.
He's being overlooked because his name is Rocky, but he had one sensational fight in his last fight, and that's why he's getting this opportunity. He also holds a world title, so Canelo wants to be a 3-division world champion, and the stage is set up for him to do so, but he has Rocky fielding in front of him.
What about the weight difference, right? Him coming up finally to 168 for the first time. How big of an advantage does Rocky have with that?
It's a big advantage. People look at 8 pounds and they think it's just going to be 8 pounds, but no. Fielding is coming down in weight from 190, maybe even 195, and he's fighting a smaller fighter that maybe, you know, he has slower feet, but he has powerful, fast hands. So it's going to be fast hands versus plodding feet.
What does Canelo have to do to get a win here? He just fought 3 months ago. That's the thing.
An active fighter is a dangerous fighter. I always say that, but you know, Saul, Canelo Alvarez, he just has that it factor. So no matter what, put the lights on him, he's just going to shine.
There's a huge fight card. We're showing all of it on DAZN on Saturday from Madison Square Garden. Sugar Ray Leonard will be there alongside you and the rest of our crew. What other fights are you looking forward to?
Well, you know, Ryan Garcia is someone that you want to look at. He has the smile, he has the look, the charisma, he has that golden boy factor going for him. Saddam Ali needs a big win, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Terriano Johnson versus David Lemieux. It's two trains clashing. Power puncher, a guy that fights in the distance, so that's a fight I'm really looking forward to.
And Katie Taylor, of course, is on this card
Katie Taylor
as well.
is on the card, and she's staying very active, another active champion.
It's good to see all these active boxers making it happen. Behind us, of course, we're at Madison Square Garden. I cannot explain the energy here, and of course, what would it mean to you to fight here? What is it going to mean to a guy like Canelo for the first time?
It literally means everything, because ghosts of great legends are still in this arena, because you have guys like Muhammad Ali that have fought here, Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta, you know, Joe Frazier, Joe Louis. I mean, it's legendary. Madison Square Garden is a legendary arena, so of course Canelo's next.
You forgot about two legends, though, that are here in the house. Ak and Barack are standing by with Oscar De La Hoya. Hey, guys.
All right, so we're here with Oscar De La Hoya. I know the New York weather hasn't been treating you right since you got here, but you're feeling a lot better now.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
You know what I noticed is this week, yesterday I was at the barbershop, and a lot of people noticed on social media how Canelo can speak English a lot better than I guess that he thinks himself, because everybody was impressed. Like, he speaks English, so I guess the advice you've been giving him over the years about how important it is paying off.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, English you got to speak. I mean, we're in America. Come on. I mean, we got to speak English, right? And Canelo's he speaks it actually good and perfect, but he's just a little shy about it. But you know, I'm sure one day, maybe right after this fight, he's gonna throw a few verses for you guys. So.
Well, listen, he's already an American star. You know what I'm saying? But it's every boxer's dream to fight here in the Mecca of all boxing. So is this kind of like a passing of the torch? Because once you fight in New York, you really solidify yourself.
Yeah, if you haven't fought at the Garden, then you haven't really made it. Let's put it that way. You know, it's Canelo's first time. And you know, he's gonna make it a special night. I think Rocky and Canelo are gonna give us a special night here at the Garden. And that's one thing about the Garden is that the fans, you know, they bring out the best of you. They bring out the best in you. And so I think the Garden is gonna be electrifying. It's gonna be jam-packed. We're almost sold out. I think there's like maybe 400 or 500 tickets left. So yeah, we expect some fireworks on Saturday night.
Yeah, that was my next question. I mean, for those skeptics that felt, oh man, Canelo's from the West Coast, he's from Mexico, he spends a lot of time out there, I don't know if it's going to work in New York. And so are there really only about 500 seats left?
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna have a total sellout, that's for sure, on Saturday night. And that's one thing about the Garden here in New York. When you're inside that ring, there's no nationality. People just want to see good fights, and that's what we're giving them on Saturday night.
And we hear Rocky has about 500 people coming from the UK.
Good. I mean, the Brits are huge supporters of boxing. They love boxing. It's a hotbed right now in the UK. So look, I mean, it's a hop over to the pond, across the pond, down to the UK. So I'm sure he's going to bring a lot of fans. But I'll tell you one thing: it's going to be a Canelo's house on Saturday night. That's for sure.
Indeed. All right, so we're going to go over and start the press conference now. Good. That was a long out.
Freaking weather's got off. Jamie Moore, Rocky Fielding, we're waiting for that's just coming through now. It's got bubbles in it, got carbon.
I don't like that though. It tastes nasty.
Buenos días. Good to see you.
I might try it, but flavor.
All right, here we go.
I like Coke. I like light Coke.
No dot.
So Sprite.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Oh, that's
Off the board,
he was on me about it for like 20 minutes, right?
20 minutes.
Me and my friends still have to take a shot.
How long was that? How long was that?
I 2 weeks and a half. It's hard. I like going places like that, but that's not really ever had it. I tried. You tried? I tried, and I did like 2 months. And then... How are we supposed to be excited with 20 seconds, man? And then they got. What am I gonna do with 20 seconds? Or less. 20 seconds, we got a thing for one. That's it. Yeah, just think it. life. I can't wait to fight.
Whole DAZN team is here. Kay Adams, Sergio Mora. Hi, Chris Mannix.
I wasn't invited to this, and contractually, I believe I'm required to be.
Well, you've made your cameo.
I mean, hi all, tune in, watch, Canelo, great
We're here, and the press conference is moments away. You never know who will show up, but pretty much everyone who's anyone has fought here.
Absolutely, you got the best of the best. There's legends here, there's ghosts here, but the main ones are Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson. Of course, they've made movies. Raging Bull, Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta have fought here. So the best of the best. There's ghosts, like I said, and Canelo wants to be part of that legacy, part of that Madison Square Garden.
He signed a big deal, right? An epic deal, a historic deal with DAZN. But I really feel like this fight Saturday is about more than just getting a fight done via contract. This is about respect. He's taking risks in taking this fight, is he not?
It's always about respect when you're dealing with a Mexican fighter. They have that Mexican machismo, and even though we're not on the West Coast where there's more of a Mexican population, still there's a lot of Latinos here. So Latinos still have that swag, that blood, that guts warrior. So Canelo wants to bring that to the East Coast in Madison Square Garden. And like I said, there's ghosts of legends here. It's going to bring out the best of Canelo.
How do you see this going down on Saturday night?
Look, I think Rocky Fielding is a big underdog, let's be real, but he is a big fighter and he's coming down in weight, so that's where he's going to have the advantage. He can box, he can switch southpaw to orthodox. That's always going to possess problems even if you're a great fighter or an amateur. If you're switching styles, if you're a bigger fighter and naturally the heavier fighter, you're going to have problems. So I see Rocky really standing up and shining for the moment, and that can be a big problem for a superstar like Canelo Alvarez.
Do you see a knockout in Canelo's future here on Saturday?
You know what? I see a knockout, of course, but it's not going to be easy because the size advantage is going to be a problem for Canelo.
There's a full card of action on DAZN. We will be there. Sugar Ray Leonard will be ringside. Brian Kenny as well. Chris Mannix, who just made a nice little cameo here at the final press conference. Canelo, Rocky, a lot at stake. It will be the beginning of a beautiful relationship with Canelo and DAZN. Moments away from that press conference, I see Oscar De La Hoya taking the podium. Should we go there live? Yeah. Hey, Oscar.
Do you want a beer? Can you imagine if you crack that open? You know what you should do? You should take it out. Imagine put it in. Put some water in it.
Ya que lo traigan.
One bar in oil. Felix, how's work? This guy, some guy got me up to asking the question, thinking I was mad. I was still a Ross Thompson. So he's walking, thinking up. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right.
That's what half right.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, the point. Oh, is it?
All right, and here is Canelo Alvarez fighting for the very first time here at the Madison Square Garden Arena. And we will now start the press conference. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. The final press conference for Canelo versus Rocky. And I have been all over New York City this week, and everywhere I go, there's a huge, huge buzz. And I want to start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, pay-per-view is dead. I'm actually happy to announce that pay-per-view is dead. On Saturday night, December 15th, Canelo Alvarez will experience a lot of firsts. It will be his first fight in the Mecca of boxing at Madison Square Garden. It will be the first fight of his historic contract with DAZN, and it will be his first time traveling up to the 168 pounds with the pound weight class as he looks to make history by becoming one of a very small list of Mexican fighters to become a 3-division world champion. And then there's Rocky, who has perhaps the most recognized first name in all of boxing. Rocky Fielding will look to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime by facing the biggest star of boxing and defending his WBA middleweight title at the same time. We absolutely have a stacked card full of competitive battles that I will talk about in a minute. There's a couple of tickets left, roughly less than 500 tickets are left. So if you want to purchase at Madison Square Garden box office, you can purchase at all Ticketmaster outlets. You can go to goldenboytickets.com or msgtickets.com. And if you can't make it to the Garden in what should be a historical night, you can always download the app, DAZN. And we are extremely proud to have been able to strike a deal with such visionaries, not only in the sport of boxing, but in sports in general. For me, it's a bittersweet moment to talk about pay-per-view being dead, because my career was built on pay-per-view, but this digital platform is thinking about the fans, is thinking about the consumers. So this fight, Canelo versus Rocky, you will be able to download DAZN for free for 1 month and watch this historical night where Canelo Alvarez will be able to showcase his talents and fight against a bigger guy, a heavier guy, a stronger guy, a champion who fights at 168 pounds. So if you ask me, I think that's a great deal. At this moment, I would like to call up to the podium a man who has some wonderful history here at the Garden. I remember watching him against Felix Trinidad back in 2001. Watching Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins was a masterpiece, and he is a future Hall of Famer. He is my friend and partner at Golden Boy Promotions. That is the great Bernard Hopkins.
I'm going to be real short. I would like to say to everybody to my left, first of all, thanks Eddie Hearns, everybody that's involved. And also, game changer, Oscar said it, DAZN. The history of Madison Square Garden, I don't have to bore anybody with it. They know what it is. The fighters, if they don't know, they're going to be told earlier when they do interviews and things. But what I'll say to everyone to my left and to my right, take this opportunity, even Canelo and Rocky, to put your DNA in the history of the great, legendary Madison Square Garden. Enjoy the fight. DAZN is here. If you subscribe now, you get it free Saturday. So pass it on to your friends and anybody else, but enjoy the fight and get ready for 2019. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernard. I want to say a few words in Spanish, if that's okay, and talk about this important and historical night of boxing. Primeramente, gracias a todos por estar aquí. Les agradezco. Esta noche de boxeo va a ser histórica. Por primera vez tenemos al Canelo Alvarez peleando en lo que es la meca del boxeo, Madison Square Gardens. Y lo emocionante de esta pelea no solo es de que el Canelo Alvarez va a tratar de ser historia arriba del cuadrilátero. en quizás coronarse campeón mundial en 3 divisiones, como lo ha hecho Julio César Chávez, como lo ha hecho Juan Manuel Márquez y grandes campeones mexicanos. Yo creo que quizás ganando el sábado, Canelo sería el 9º campeón, tricampeón en la historia del boxeo mexicano. Pero peleando aquí en el Madison Square Garden es sumamente importante para la carrera de cualquier boxeador. Así que esta noche el sábado, sabemos que ambos están bien preparados. Rocky Fielding está en óptimas condiciones. Canelo Álvarez, como siempre, bien dedicado, bien disciplinado, está listo para demostrarle nuevamente que es un gran campeón. Así que muchas gracias. Faltan pocos boletos, faltan como 400 boletos, así que si lo quieren ver en vivo, compren sus boletos en Ticketmaster o goldenboytickets.com, pero si lo quieren ver en la pantalla, en su casa, en su hogar, pueden verlo en DAZN, DAZN, DAZN. Es una nueva plataforma digital. Si por ejemplo tienen Netflix o si pueden hacer download DAZN. Es una nueva plataforma que por primera vez en la historia del boxeo se acabó y se terminó el pay-per-view. Así que ya no va a haber pay-per-view. Pueden ver al Canelo Álvarez en DAZN. Muchas gracias. Like I said, we have an extremely, we're proud to have a wonderful partner in DAZN. And I would like to introduce to you Joe Markovsky, Executive Vice President of DAZN North America, to say a few words. Mark.
Thank you, Oscar, and thank you to Eddie and Rocky and all the fighters that are here with us today. I'm going to test myself now to Canelo. Bienvenida a DAZN, and to a new era in this great sport here in New York. Boxing's history is filled with moments inside the ring that have captured the world's attention. And behind the scenes, certain milestones have shaped the way that we've been able to, as fans, experience those moments. In 1894, Thomas Edison was the first to film a boxing match. In 1921, Americans heard a Jack Dempsey heavyweight title defense transmitted on the radio for the first time. And by 1933, the BBC was first to live televise a prize fight. Televisions became ever-present in our lives, and fighters became household names. And in parts of the 20th century, the heavyweight champion was the most famous man in the world. But then, as Oscar touched on, something changed, and that was pay-per-view. Boxing became one of the only sports to take its prize moments, its biggest moments, and deliver them to the smallest audience possible. And that's why Saturday night is such a milestone in this sport. The last king of pay-per-view, Canelo Alvarez, will become the first king of sports streaming. And for fight fans, they won't be asked to shell out $75 or $100. And again, as Oscar says, Canelo Rocky is free on DAZN for all new subscribers. And that's because our platform, DAZN, is an affordable and accessible one. Fans here in the US can watch more than 100 fight nights a year at a cost of only $9.99 a month. And in our first 3 months, we've delivered the middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez, the heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, with our friends at Matchroom. And very soon, in our partnerships with Golden Boy and with Matchroom, we'll be able to announce even more big fights. And our platform isn't just boxing. We have premium quality MMA with Bellator and Combate Americas. And in the spring, I'm very proud to re-announce that we'll launch a nightly show with the MLB featuring live baseball every day of the season. This is very much the beginning for us in North America, and I encourage everyone to join us for the ride. It's a very simple proposition, just like you would with Netflix or with Hulu. You download our app, you sign up, and you watch amazing content on all of your connected devices, crucially including the big screen on your wall in your living room. So Saturday night, Canelo, Rocky, and as Bernard said, the mecca of boxing, a building with such history, MSG, and the dawn of a new era in sports broadcasting with DAZN. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday night. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Since this is such a special card, I would like to introduce the fighters. Kicking off our relationship with DAZN, we want to make sure that everyone gets to know our young prospects, our champions, the great fights that we're putting on. So we are going to have some of the undercard fighters come up and say a few words. First up, from Sydney, Australia, with a record of 18-0 and 14 knockouts, and leading off our card in an 8-round super middleweight fight. He's not here? Is he here? Middleweight fight, Owl away. Bilal Owl away. Bilal Owl away. Is he here? Bilal Owl away. He's not here. Second, next fighter works with our wonderful partner in Canada. He's from Montreal, Canada. He's a super lightweight with a record of 16-0, 16-1 with 9 KOs. He will appear in an 8-round fight. Yves Ulises Jr. Yves Ulises Jr. Is he here? Yves? Thank you. Now I would like to call up to the podium. Our third fight of the night will feature a prospect that everyone at Golden Boy Promotions is extremely high on, putting his WBO Intercontinental Super Featherweight title on the line in a 10-round bout. He hails from Washington, D.C. with a record of 17-0, 7 knockouts. Lamont Roach Jr. to say a few words. Lamont.
Hello, how's everyone doing? I'm going to keep it short. I want to thank God first and foremost. I want to thank Oscar De La Hoya, Robert Diaz, Eric Gomez, everyone else at the Golden Boy office. And I just feel blessed to be on the stage. I'm going to kick it off for Golden Boy, so obviously I want to steal the show. This is a stage of high magnitude, and you know, I want to kick it off with a bang and let you know what's ahead for the main event. I know Canelo will do his thing. Thank you.
If you follow boxing or have any kind of social media account, you likely already know this next fighter. He has risen like a rocket ship up the rankings and now is set to take on the next step in a 10-round fight. From Victorville, California, with a record of 16-0 and 13 knockouts, he's a lightweight prospect, Ryan King Garcia. Ryan.
Hey everybody, I want to thank God first, then I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions, DAZN, and also want to thank trainer Eddie, my dad, for a strong camp. We had 2 months, non-stop work, really focused, and now I'm just ready to put on my best performance at Madison Square Garden. What better place than Madison Square Garden? It's iconic, held some of the biggest fights in history, so I'm just ready to prove and show everybody what I've been improving on and what I'm going to bring for time to come. So thank you everybody, and I look forward to fighting Saturday. See everyone.
We also have a slew of world title fights on Saturday night, including the next 2 battles. First, defending her IBF and WBA lightweight championship in a 10-round fight from Bray, Ireland, with a record of 11-0 and 5 KOs, Katie Taylor. Katie.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm really excited to be fighting in the iconic Madison Square Garden, where so many great fights have taken place and so many legends have fought here. I'm here to bring my best, my very, very best, and start even for all 5 fans. And I'm sure my opponent, Eva Wallstrom, is going to do the same. I know Eva from the amateur days. We shared the ring on many occasions in the amateurs, and I know she's a great competitor. She's a fantastic fighter, and we're both here to win on Saturday evening. So, you know, somebody's always got to go, as they say. So I can't wait for it's going to be an exciting fight. And thank you so much to Matchroom and to DAZN and also to Golden Boy for this opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much.
Katie is Matchroom Boxing's a hot prospect, so keep an eye on her. She's going to be, she already is an incredible talent. In another major world championship fight, Tevin, American Idol farmer, will put his IBF super featherweight title on the line in a 12-round battle. From the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a record of 27-4, with 6 knockouts, Tevin Farmer. Tevin.
How y'all doing? I ain't got too much to say nowadays. I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. I want to thank the man above first. Big shout out to Eddie Hearns and Lou DiBella, Matchroom Boxing. Thanks to Golden Boy for putting me on this card. I'm ready for Saturday, and it's another opportunity for me to show out and show that I'm one of the best in the world. Thanks for coming out. Thank you.
This next fighter has been nothing short of spectacular. Since first lacing up the gloves in the super lightweight division, even at the beginning of his career, he is making tremendous noise with his knockout power. Ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 11-0 with 11 knockouts, from Dallas, Texas, Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Hey, oh, I'm not close enough, sorry. First and foremost, I want to thank my dad, everybody at RGBA, everybody at Golden Boy Promotions. I'm very happy to be fighting here in Madison Square Garden. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a square. It's not a square, so, you know, it's whatever. It's my first time in New York. I'm very excited about that. I mean, other than that, I'm just happy to be here, so thank you for coming out.
That's fun. I actually thought it was a square too when I fought here. You know, we come from we're Dallas, East LA, so I didn't know it was down. This next fight I'm really excited about. Our next bout is between 2 former world champions looking to take a major step back up the welterweight ladder in a 10-round round fight. First, from Riverside, California, the former interim WBA super lightweight champion with a record of 24-7 with 7 knockouts, Mauricio El Maestro Herrera.
Hello, everyone. Just want to say thanks to everybody for coming out. I want to give a special thanks to Robert Diaz, a great matchmaker, for making this fight. All Golden Boy, everybody that was involved. It's a great opportunity, and I feel blessed and honored to fight here at the Madison Square Garden. Saddam Ali is a great fighter. As you all know, I put on a great show as well. I think both of us together will leave a memorable night. So it'll be a night to remember. See you guys Saturday, and enjoy the fights.
If anyone's seen Herrera fight, he is. I mean, they call him El Maestro. He's a master. He's a master technician, a great boxer, good power, keeps coming forward, moving his head, and obviously a lot of people when the fight they most remember is when he beat, in my eyes, Danny Garcia. Back in Puerto Rico, so we're happy to have him back, Mauricio El Maestro Herrera. He will be facing off against someone who made history right here last year at the Square Garden, defeating Miguel Cotto for a World Championship fight, making his return to the Garden from just over the East River in Brooklyn with a record of 26-2 and 14 knockouts. This is Saddam World Kid Ali.
How's it going, everybody? I'm excited. I'm ready. You know, this is a big fight. Every fight's a big fight. And Mauricio Herrera comes to fight. We all know this, so it's going to be a great one. I would like to thank Golden Boy. I'd like to thank DAZN and Madison Square Garden. There's nothing like fighting at home. You know, it doesn't get to happen every time, but when it does, I'm excited. I'm ready. I want to thank God, and I'm just ready for what's next. Thank everybody for coming. Tune in. It's going to be great. Thank you.
All right, Saddam. And what a spectacular win you had against Miguel Cotto. Obviously a Hall of Famer, Miguel. We were there live to watch history in the making. So the co-main event of the evening has fireworks written all over it. I mean, if you're a boxing fan, if you're not a boxing fan, if you're just a fight fan in general, this is a fight that you do not want to miss. First off, I would like to introduce to you a man that hails from the Bahamas. He has a record of 20-2 with 14 knockouts. It will be a 12-round fight. If you haven't seen him fight, then you don't want to miss this Saturday night. He is in your face. He comes forward. He's ready. He's willing, and he's able. He is, like I said, with a record of 20-2 and 14 knockouts. Turiano Johnson.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank our Golden Boys for this opportunity. I'd like to thank DAZN, who is now the catalyst of sports television today. I'd also like to thank, ultimately, the Almighty God, you know, who has been here for me before time, during time, and at the end time, He'll still be here. Yes, it's going to be an exciting night. What is wrong with you guys, man? Come on, y'all ain't had your breakfast or something? I don't know. I mean, I noticed the boxers them in the back here. Y'all probably dehydrated. That's why y'all ain't talking. That's your business. I don't. Very good. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm energized. You know, respect to Lemieux. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect, especially for his power to do it. Can knock out. Shoot, he probably can knock a horse out. Hey. Yeah, I want to feel that come Saturday night. I'm looking forward to that. And hey, you guys can expect an awesome fight. You know, Toriano, yeah, like Mr. De La Hoya said, you know, I come to bring it, hey. Oh, I'm definitely coming to bring it. You know, I have not slept. Y'all only give me 20 seconds. Y'all know that ain't right? But anyway, come Saturday night, you're going to see a different Toriano, a better Toriano, a more intelligent fighter. Yet, I've been training with my coach, Andre Rozier, the only coach who have given me my only loss. Of course, giving me my only loss, he definitely knows how to beat me, and he definitely knows how to make me better. And indeed, I am better. Come Saturday night, David Lemieux, bring your A game, because it's going to be an exciting one. God bless y'all.
I would like to call up to the podium to say a few words. He is our, like I said, wonderful partner from Canada. He is the president of Eye of the Tiger Management, my good friend Camille Estefan. Camille.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here, very happy to be here. It's an honor to fight again in the Madison Square Garden. DAZN, welcome to the major leagues in boxing, bringing the game to another level. Tecate, and mostly Oscar, Eric, and Robert. You guys are doing a great job for boxing. The best fights always. Oscar, you said fireworks? It's going to be bombs. In my eyes, objectively, as his manager, promoter, the heaviest header in boxing, pound per pound, the best puncher in boxing, pound per pound. We bring the game to another level. This is now a fine-tuned David Lemieux. It will make a statement. We're very happy that Toriano Johnson is here. Lots of respect, Toriano. Great fighter. This will be a great fight. Don't miss it. For the fans at home in Canada, please be there. We're going to make history. On DAZN, free subscription the first month. Pour nos fans au Québec, on va vous ramener des victoires avec Junior Ellis et David Lemieux. C'est promis, c'est une promesse, soyez-y. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Camille. When talking about David Lemieux, two words come to mind. I mean, don't blink. Back in September, Lemieux knocked out Spike O'Sullivan. I believe it was in the first round. A year before that, he knocked out Curtis Stevenson unconscious in a knockout of the year. Now he is looking for even more. With a record of 40-4 with 34 knockouts, the former IBF middleweight world champion, David Lemieux.
Hello. Extremely happy to be back at the Madison Square Garden. I was here 3 years ago, in a unification fight against Golovkin. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but over the years I've learned a lot and matured a lot in the gym, in the ring, in life. I believe I'm in my peak. The greatest years are yet to come for me, and on Saturday night is going to be a step towards that. So I promise everybody a great fight, an extremely, Toriano Johnson's a great fighter. We trained extremely hard for him, so we don't have any surprise in the ring. So whatever he brings forward, I'll take care of it in a spectacular fashion. I promise y'all a spectacular fight, spectacular moments. We'll see how it lasts. It feels great to be back at the Madison Square Garden. Thanks to the Garden. Thank you to Golden Boy, and thanks to Eye of the Tiger management. Canelo Alvarez, it's great. It's great to be in the mix, and a lot of great things gonna happen. But first, Toriano Johnson, Saturday night, I promise a spectacular victory. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And yes, the middleweight division is the hottest division in boxing now, and we are very, very excited to be showcasing Toriano Johnson and David Lemieux on this spectacular card. So before I get to the main event, I have to acknowledge and let our co-promoter know that what a wonderful job Eddie Hearn has been doing with DAZN, with promoting by far the best heavyweight in our sport today, and Anthony Joshua. He is the best promoter in the UK, and he's come down to conquer America, and we are here working as partners to conquer boxing for the better, to make sure that that the fans are not only getting their money's worth, but that the fans we want to make sure that they don't have to fork over their $80 anymore for a pay-per-view. So without any further ado, our co-promoter from Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn. Eddie.
Thank you, Oscar. It's a pleasure to work with you guys at Golden Boy, and I'm very excited about the partnership ahead. Not only are you great promoters, but you're also great dressers. I mean, I love that scarf you've got on. Bernard, that hat is on another level. I borrowed your polo neck this morning. I saw you with this one on yesterday. And I'd like to also thank Eric Gomez. Eric, where are you? Down there. Thank you for everything. And particularly my friend Robert Diaz, who we've worked with for a number of years now. And I'm excited to be linking up and using each other's shows to make sure that we can keep our fighters as active as possible. It's extremely important. You see so many great fighters in America who are fighting once a year, twice a year tops. It's not good for their profile, it's not good for their career, it's not good for their development. And on this show, we're lucky enough to have two of our special talents, one particularly in Katie Taylor, 6-time European champion, 5-time world amateur champion, Olympic champion, and also now the unified lightweight champion of the world. She has huge support in Ireland and in America. And of course, Tevin Farmer, in my opinion, the number 130-pounder in world boxing, lighting up the place. If you read his story, it's incredible. Thrown in the deep end early on in his career, come through, now the most active world champion in boxing. He boxed in Boston in October. He's boxing this Saturday at Madison Square Garden. If he wins, we'll be taking him home to Philly in March as well. This is a fantastic card. And normally when you put a superstar of boxing on like Canelo, sometimes I've seen some of these American promoters have a little bit of a thin card. Not on Saturday. A couple of world championship fights, a great co-main event as well with Turiano Johnson against David Lemieux. Ryan Garcia, I'm a big fan. Brilliant, brilliant night of boxing. In here, Madison Square Gardens, the mecca of boxing. I want to thank Joel Fisher and the team, Saul as well at MSG, to think of the great fights that have been staged here in the past. Right in front of you there. LaMotta, Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali Frazier 1 and 2. So many great nights of boxing. It's an absolute honour to even be involved in a card here. Of course, we want to thank DAZN. You know, recently we announced our 16-fight deal in the US with them. We've now expanded to Italy and Germany with them as well. This is a game changer for world boxing. Like Oscar said, normally US fight fans would need to put their hands in their pockets for $80, $100 this weekend. That's changing. It's free to watch this Saturday for Canelo against Rocky Fielding. And I applaud Golden Boy for taking that move, believing in DAZN like we did as well. Not only is it a great deal for fans in terms of price, but the production is top draw. You've got Akim Barak, you've got Kay Adams over there, you've got Sergio Mora, you've got Sugar Ray Robinson, you've got Michael Buffer exclusive as well to DAZN. This really is a revolution of boxing, and already since its launch in September, we've produced over 10 world championship fights, launching the service with, as Oscar said, the best heavyweight in world boxing, Anthony Joshua, and now you have the other biggest star in world boxing, Canelo. In my opinion, the two standout stars in world boxing, in Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez, already part of the DAZN banner. It's very exciting times. On to the main event. This is a great, great story. I remember Eric Gomez phoning me up saying, would Rocky Fielding like to fight Canelo Alvarez? After I dropped the phone, I picked it back up and I phoned Rocky Fielding. Not once did he ask about the money, not once did he ask about the date. It was a yes, because this is what it's all about. This is everything to Rocky Fielding. This is the opportunity of a lifetime to come here to box in Madison Square Gardens and to defend his world title against Canelo Alvarez. One thing I promise you from Rocky Fielding is plenty of ability, plenty of heart, and a great fighting spirit and the will to win. And I believe he's going to give Canelo Alvarez absolutely everything he has and everything he can handle right here on Saturday night. So thank you to everyone. And right now I'd like to introduce the trainer for Rocky Fielding, a guy who has taken him from strength to strength, was the mastermind behind Rocky Fielding's great victory in Germany to win his world title. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Moore.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, everyone, for having us. It's an honour to be involved in such historical event at an iconic venue like Madison Square Garden. I think boxing's all about timing, and Rocky Fielding made sure he was ready when he got the phone call for a world title at 5 weeks' notice. He's a professional, he was fit, he was ready to take the opportunity, and it came at the right time for him. He stayed busy, he stayed in the gym even though we didn't have a date, and when we got the phone call for the Canelo fight, he bit our hand off. He took it without hesitation, and there's weight divisions for a reason. And you know, I applaud Canelo. I admire his tenacity and his will for greatness, to go to achieve greatness. But you know, as I say, it's all about timing, and I just think that this is the right time for Rocky Fielding. He's in a great place mentally and physically, and he's looking forward to shocking the world and putting in a big upset. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Right now, he may appear in the promotion to this fight because of, obviously, the success and the size of Canelo Alvarez as the challenger, but one thing is for sure, he is the champion going into this fight, and he will defend his belt with honour and pride on Saturday night. I'd like to call up to say a few words, the reigning WBA super middleweight champion of the world from Liverpool, Rocky Fielding.
Thank you all. Thank you, Golden Boy, Canelo, for the opportunity. As they said, you know, I'm the world champion here. I've come over here as a world champion. It's great to be here. You know, as you're saying, the history behind it is unbelievable. I was here 3 years ago. I was sitting right up the top there, watching the Knicks game, just dreaming one day to fight here. 3 years down the line, I've put so much work in. I've had a lot of setbacks, but I've kept positive. And here I am. My name's all around the arena. From sitting up the top to here is unbelievable, and I'm looking forward to it. I went to Germany. No one gave me a chance in Germany, and I took it with both hands. I went over there and done a good job. And the same year, no one's going to give me a chance here, but I prepared well. I believe in myself. I've come here as a champion. That's what champions do. They win and defend it wherever they need to defend it. And this is a great opportunity, and I'm really happy to be here, and I'm grateful. So thank you for the support, and see you Saturday.
Thank you very much, Rocky. So, in boxing, you've had just a handful of master trainers. You know, trainers who teach you the art of boxing. You know, trainers who teach you the fundamentals, but go beyond training you, you know, robotically. Throw the jab, throw the right, left hook, right hand. You know, the insides of knowing how to become a complete fighter. And I've been very fortunate in my career to have been trained by the great Emmanuel Stewart, the great Gil Clancy, the great Don Cholain Rivero, who trained me for Julio Cesar Chavez and other fights. So it is my pleasure to really give credit to this next young man who deserves, and he's on his way, deserves to be mentioned along these names at such a young age. Eddie Reynoso has been a student of the game himself. What he's been teaching Canelo Alvarez, if you've seen his last fights, the evolution that you've been witnessing over the years inside the ring has been phenomenal. So let me introduce to you one of the, if not the best trainer today on the planet. That is Eddie Reynoso. Eddie.
Buenos días a todos.
Good morning to everyone.
Antes que nada, agradecer a DAZN por introducirte al boxeo. Creo que es una gran oportunidad para todos los que estamos envueltos en él.
Before anything, I want to say thank you to DAZN for the interest in boxing, and to thank everyone for being here.
Al promotor de Rocky Fielding por aceptar también la pelea.
I want to thank the promoter of Rocky Fielding for accepting the fight.
Sabemos que es una pelea muy dura. Siempre que se sube de división o se baja, realmente es experimentar cómo se siente el boxeador.
We know that it's going to be a tough fight. Every time when a fighter moves up in weight, the fighter has to experiment how he's going to feel.
Fielding es un peleador fuerte, un peleador que viene embalado. y más que nada es un campeón mundial.
Fielding is a strong fighter, he's a tough fighter, but more than anything, he's a world champion.
Sabemos del compromiso que tenemos y como tal lo asumimos con responsabilidad. Hicimos una gran preparación, cuidamos todos los detalles.
We know that we have a big compromise ahead of that, and we've taken the responsibility to make sure all the details are good for the
Y
fight.
solo esperamos que el sábado, pues, estar incluidos en los mexicanos en ganar 3 campeonatos mundiales con Saúl.
And I just hope that this Saturday, the Mexicans are excited to have Canelo become a 3-division world champion.
Hemos trabajado bastante fuerte, no para esta pelea, sino para los 13 o 14 años que tenemos ya con Saúl, y creo que el sábado vamos a dar un paso importante para entrar a la élite del boxeo mexicano.
We've worked hard, not just for this fight, but during the 13 or 14 years we've been here, and we're excited to have him join the exclusive history of Mexican boxing this Saturday.
Muchas gracias y que disfruten la función que va a estar muy buena este sábado con grandes prospectos también en la cartelera. Muchísimas gracias.
I hope you enjoy a great event this Saturday, which will also feature young prospects. Thank you.
The next gentleman needs no introduction. His name is Chepo Reynoso, who is the mastermind behind everything. He is a great manager. He's a friend to everybody. But again, like I said, he's the mastermind of everything. That is Chepo Reynoso. Chepo.
Muy buenos días.
Good morning to everyone.
Un saludo a todos y cada uno de ustedes.
We want to say salutation to each and every one of you.
Saludo a Nueva York.
Salutations to New York.
Hey, Madison Square Garden. Prepárate porque el Canelo viene a conquistarte.
Madison Square Garden, be prepared because Canelo's coming to conquer you.
Y a escribir en el libro de tu historia.
And to write in the story of Madison Square Garden.
Aquí triunfó el Canelo. Gracias.
Here's who triumphed, Canelo Alvarez, right here.
Muchas gracias, Chepo. And now for the main attraction of the day. At the tender age of 28, Canelo Alvarez became the face of boxing, having to win multiple world championships, going for his 3rd division against a fighter who is much bigger than him, has a lot of experience, has the will to win, has the heart to win. But facing him in the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, when I mentioned to Saul, and when he mentioned to us that he wants to fight in New York, I mean, what better place than Madison Square Garden, where the greats have fought? Canelo Alvarez will, in the last 20 years, be the 2nd Mexican national fighter next to Julio Cesar Chavez to fight in Madison Square Garden. So this is a big deal for his countrymen. This is a big deal for boxing and a big deal for Saul Canelo Alvarez. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the undisputed middleweight champion of the world from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Gracias. Muchas gracias. Primero que nada quiero agradecerles a todos por estar aquí. Muchas
Thank you
gracias
very
por su
much.
apoyo.
Before anything, I want to say thank you for being here and thank you for your support.
Estoy muy contento de estar aquí en el Madison Square Garden.
I'm very happy to be here at Madison Square Garden.
Es un sueño más realizado en mi carrera.
It's just yet another story, another dream realized in my career.
Y en esta nueva etapa con DAZN también estoy muy contento, muy motivado.
And this new phase in my career with DAZN, I'm very happy and I'm motivated.
Quizás muchos no le dan el crédito que se merece Rocky Fielding, pero por algo es campeón mundial.
Perhaps many don't give the credit to Rocky Fielding that he deserves, but for a reason he's a world champion.
Yo sé lo que es, sé el riesgo que tengo enfrente, me preparé muy fuerte como siempre.
I know who he is. I trained very hard. I know the challenge I have in front of me.
Sé que va a ser una pelea fuerte el sábado, pero me gustan los retos, estamos listos para hacer historia.
I know that I have a tough fight, but I like the challenges and I know we're going to make history. I'm ready for that.
Y espero que disfruten de una gran noche el sábado. Muchas gracias a todos.
I hope that you all enjoy a great night this Saturday. Thank you to all of you.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. Before we pose the fighters for pictures, I just want to say one thing. That thank you HBO. Thank you HBO for all the memories. Thank you for your platform, the opportunities. Over the years, you have been the pioneer, the one who have opened up the doors to all these great world champions and legends. But there's a new kid on the block, and his name is DAZN. So don't miss this fight, Saturday night, December 15th on DAZN. Thank you.
Just me and the fighters.
Salud. Yes, sir.
Okay, Adam, Sergio Mora here. The final press conference is over. Canelo, Rocky at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night, and we'll talk about that matchup. But let's talk about how Oscar De La Hoya, the first thing out of his mouth was the fact that he killed pay-per-view right in front of us here at MSG today.
Absolutely. It was a 11th round knockout, I believe it was, because it was late into boxing when it was done. So now
and it was a heavyweight.
Is dead. And
New kid in town.
Absolutely.
It's an exciting time, and especially exciting that it is at MSG. I've never been to a fight. I live here in New York. I could not be more excited. I know you've been to a fight here. Describe for the audience what it's going to be like.
Exciting. I came to Paulie Malignaggi, Miguel Cotto.
Nice.
Half the crowd was Puerto Rican, half the crowd Italian. Passion was in the air. I can only tell you with Canelo and the Mexican fervor and passion, the Latinos are going to come out. I hope the Italians come out. It's an exciting time, and the passion is there with boxing and Latinos.
Now, we were watching all the press conferences, all the speakers hit the podium. There was a bit of a twinkle, I will say, in your eyes, Sergio, when a certain Ryan Garcia came to play.
Absolutely. I've known Oscar De La Hoya a long time. We're from East LA, and Ryan Garcia has that it factor. He has that charm. He has that left hook. So he has the looks and the hook. Ryan Garcia is the future of Golden Boy, and he can be the next Golden Boy. He has everything going for him.
I also noticed you gave a bit of a whoo when Katie Taylor's name was mentioned. What is it about her that you like so much?
I just love watching Katie Taylor fight. I think she she embodies everything in boxing, and as a female fighter, she does everything a man does, if not even better. She has the speed, the power, the footwork, the Olympic pedigree. She's a world champion, a two-time champion. She's just an incredible fighter, and more people need to pay attention to Katie Taylor and Clarissa Shields and all the rest of these women fighters that are just tearing up the stage when they get an opportunity.
It's really an amazing time for women's boxing, and I'm happy to be a part of it. We will have Rocky fielding with Ak and Barak. We also have Canelo with Ak in just a couple of minutes, so stay here with us on DAZN as we continue to break down this matchup. Now, Canelo and Rocky is like me and you, height-wise. It really kind of is, and I'm wearing my 5-inch heels here. What big of a difference is that going to make?
It's a big difference, and people don't understand that 8 pounds is a big difference in itself, but Rocky Fielding is coming down from 190 plus pounds to make 168. So it's not only that he's weighing in at that weight, but he has to rehydrate. What is he going to rehydrate to? Canelo only rehydrates to low 170s, 71, 172. Rocky Fielding can possibly and potentially come into the fight weighing 190 plus. That's going to be a big disadvantage for Canelo. He's also the taller fighter, and he fights like a tall fighter. He fights behind the jab. He's an excellent body puncher. When in trouble, he moves around. This is not going to be an easy fight for Canelo if he's going to fight a boxer and a bigger fighter in Fielding.
Sergio, some people might argue fighting 3 months ago and going the distance in your most recent fight is a disadvantage. You say it's a good thing.
No, it's a good thing. He went the distance versus the best middleweight in the world, a monster in Golovkin. So you got to understand, going the distance prepares you for the next fight.
3 months is not a very long time.
An active fighter, an active champion is a dangerous champion. Absolutely. No, activity is key here, even for a superstar like Canelo. Activity is key. He's going to come out, I think he's going to come out faster than normal. He's not, no feel-out rounds. I think it's going to be explosive. He wants to make a splash in the zone.
He wants that 3rd world title in another division, of course. We have Ak right now with the aforementioned Canelo.
All right, so Canelo, when you first found out that you were fighting in the Garden, were you worried about the response that New York will give you in terms of ticket sales? Did you expect it to be pretty much a sold-out crowd?
Sí, no, creo que la gente donde quiera que voy me responde muy bien y este estadio va a estar sold out el sábado sin duda y pues no me preocupo porque sé que la gente siempre está apoyándome y yo solo vengo a hacer mi trabajo y estamos listos para el sábado.
He says that he doesn't really worry about that. Every city he's gone to, he's gotten a great response, and his main objective is just to get ready and get the job done, and everything has been good. Canelo, Rocky, are you concerned at all of anything that he brings to the table? If so, what?
No, lo que él venga a traer el sábado, estoy listo para eso. Creo que soy un peleador de élite y puedo adaptarme a cualquier situación, ¿no? Sé que mi riesgo es subir de peso, pero estoy listo para poder asumir cualquier cosa arriba del cuadrilátero.
Yeah, no, he's ready to for whatever Rocky brings. You know, he's training for anything that he has on his arsenal. He's going to be ready for that come Saturday night. Canelo, this is the first time in years that your fans, some of them that might not have been able to afford to watch you, maybe had to go over to a friend's house to watch you. It's the first time that they can actually sit in their homes for almost next to nothing to watch you. What does that mean to you? So your fans, a lot of them might have not been able to afford to watch you when you're fighting on pay-per-view for $80, $90. But being on DAZN, this is the first time in a long time that they can actually afford. It's something that is very little cost. What does that mean to you? How important that is to you?
No, es una de las cosas más importantes que por las que hicimos este acuerdo con DAZN, ¿no? Porque la gente puede disfrutar de la pelea por mucho menos y ya no habrá más pay-per-view y eso para mí me tiene muy contento porque toda la gente puede ver las peleas del Canelo y eso para mí es grandísimo y es lo mejor que tiene esto.
Yes, he said, I mean, that's pretty much the most important thing, the deal breaker with DAZN. Like, he loves the fact that his fans are able to watch him for this little money, and that brings him great joy, and that's one of the things that he's most excited about. So thank you, Canelo. We're going to go over to Kay Adams. Appreciate it.
All right, now see if they dressed him and went on like an entire wardrobe shopping spree.
And he speaks Spanish. I don't know that Ak spoke Spanish. Trust me.
Canelo Canelo is probably one of the most well-dressed fighters, wouldn't you say?
Well-dressed, handsome, the charm, the charisma. Yeah, everything. But so do Bach and Barack, by the way.
They definitely do. Any final thoughts on this before we have the weigh-in, which is tomorrow also on DAZN?
Well, the weigh-in is going to tell a lot for what sets up the fight, and I really like the weigh-in. I like to look at the look in the fighter's eye, the eye of the tiger, if you want to say, if you want to use a Rocky analogy. The eye of the tiger, look at, you get pumped for the face-off after the weigh-in. If they make the weight properly, the face-off is key and sets up the excitement for the fight on Saturday.
You mentioned Rocky, so I will ask you, Rocky Fielding, what is his mindset from tonight until Saturday?
He wants to go in with the Rocky mindset. I mean, he knows he's an underdog. He knows that he's only here because he had a big win and he's fighting a superstar.
But he has to know what the moment is, right? He also is very aware that he will be fighting at Madison Square Garden, defending a title that's important to him in front of a huge crowd. What an opportunity.
Good point. Canelo should be worried about what Madison Square Garden is going to do to a guy like Rocky Fielding, because he's the underdog. He knows he has that Rocky thing going for him. So what is this place going to do? What is it going to bring out of Rocky Fielding? That is what Canelo Alvarez should be worried about.
I love it. We will be here with you guys all week long. An epic fight week, the beginning of a real beautiful relationship with Canelo and DAZN. We're streaming everything, the whole card, so you won't miss a beat. Sergio Mora will be back. We'll be joined by Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, Chris Mannix, Todd Grisham, Brian Kenny, the whole crew at the weigh-in tomorrow, and of course on Saturday on DAZN. So I think, are we good to wrap it up? We'll see you guys. Bye. Thanks to Golden Boy and Matchroom Boxing USA and DAZN.
Clear?
100 fight nights a year without the pain of pay-per-view. Sign up now for free.
Is it really free?
See,
That can't be right.
see,
Okay, pay-per-view is totally screwed.
see. Feels like a misprint, but I'm being told that it is correct. From Canelo Alvarez.
Sí, es gratis.
Sign up today to get all the action for free.
You have to expel all the oxygen in your lungs. Not being able to breathe underwater, it's the same as in the cage. Fighting back at home increases the stakes for me. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu, so I strongly identify with my Hawaiian culture. Fighting is part of our DNA, it's part of our blood. My biggest fear when I step in the cage is getting knocked out in the first round. Even deeper than that, it's to be exposed. What I fear most about Valerie Letourneau, I'm not going to be able to just fluster her or like even frustrate her because she's done this a million times before. She's going to give this her all. This is her last shot. I know she wants this belt just as much as she wants to breathe. It's kill or be killed.